Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is MS Collection. You're welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be learning how to cut an A-shaped gown and a long A-shaped gown at that. Okay, trust me, it's very simple to cut. Like, you can do this in a matter of minutes, and the measurements required for cutting this gown, we just need our shoulder measurements, we need our bust round measurements, under bust round and hip round. Okay, and for the length we need the bust point, the half cut and the gown length. Yes, okay, that is what we need for cutting this gown. You can see I've gone to mark half inch at the beginning of the wrapper. One thing I also want you to take note is this wrapper, this A-shaped gown, I do not want you to have a joining. Okay, and you know that the normal Ankara material is 45 inches length. Okay, so because of that, I did my fold on the yardage. Yes, I folded on the yardage. You see that length, it's very long, so it can give us whatever length I want. So I'll show you how it works to get both the front and the back piece. I folded the material at 15 inches. Yes, as so when you open it's 30 inches. So that's it. I'm going ahead to mark my measurements. My half cut measurement is 13 inches, and that's the first thing I marked. I went ahead to mark my hip length. Yes, and just trying to align the markings so that I have a straight line. Now my gown length, the table was actually smaller than the gown length, so no problem. After the marking, I'll just secure the gown length. So I'm just going ahead to secure the lines. That's the hip line right there. I already secured my half cut length. The next thing I'm going to do is to secure my bust point length. Now I usually like to secure the length first, then I begin to mark the horizontal measurements. Okay, yes, so that is what I'm doing right now. Yes, so I just went up because my bust point is the bust point for my client is 9.5 inches. So that is what I marked. The half cut is 13 inches minus 3.5, that gives me minus 9.5, that gives me 3.5. So that's where I secured my bust point, as you can see. Do not be bothered. After the marking, I will secure my shoulder. Okay, but I just like to finish marking the bodies and then I concentrate on the shoulder. So I'm going ahead to mark the measurements for my round. My bust round is 36 inches. I divided it by 4. It gave me 9 inches. Okay, one thing I also like to do is to not really I like to do, it's a must. If it's an A-shaped gown, A-shaped gowns are usually free, so you need to add ease allowance. So I just added that ease allowance of ½ inch plus my hemming allowance. Okay, so you can just add half inch for ease allowance, to get that freeness. If you want it bigger, you can add more. You can add 1 inch or so, whatever you envision. You can just calculate and add for your ease allowance. But for this tutorial, I'm using an ease allowance of ½ inch and a hemming allowance of 1 inch. So that is what I'm marking right there. All my measurements. My under bust measurement is 32 inches. My hip measurement is 40 inches, and I've gone ahead to mark it. So as you can see, I'm connecting the line. Then for an A-shaped gown, depending on the style, for this style I want should I say the flay nature of the gown. I want it to start 2 inches after the under bust. You can decide to start from the half cut length or even from the bust, but for this one I want it fitted up to 2 inches after the under bust before it goes down, gets that flay nature down. So that's what I've gone ahead to mark, and I just replace my under bust measurement, just replace it there, and I'm going ahead to connect the lines as so. Yes, that's what I did with my pattern ruler, as you can see. And the next thing is to connect the line down to the length of the gown. Now I do not advise you use a ruler to connect straight. I've tried it before, and trust me, it turned out funny. So to get the flay of the gown, or the A-shapeness of the gown, if that word exists, use your free hand. Just mark where you want it to stop, use your free hand and connect it. If you use a ruler, you're going to be having sharp pointed edges at the sides that will look really funny. Okay, that is what I've done. I'm going ahead to secure my shoulder. My shoulder is 14 inches, and I added a ½ inch allowance for the shoulder. And then my shoulder slant, I'm coming in by 1½ inch for my shoulder slant, as you can see. And then the next thing is I'll be imputing my armhole length. The armhole length is the formula for getting your armhole length is your bust measurement divided by 6 inches plus 1.5. I did that calculation and I got 7.5 inches. Remember, my bust is 36 inches. Divided by 6 is 6 inches plus 1.5. That is 7.5 inches, and that is what you can see that I marked. And I'm just going ahead to connect the line, to create the armhole. And so I came up, that line I drew divided by 2, as you can see. So I divided by 2 and I just marked it. That's where I'll be creating my core for the armhole. So I'll be marking 2 armholes. The first armhole, which I'm marking right now, is for the back. Yes, the back armhole is usually, the back is wider than the front, so the back armhole is as so. Then I'll be coming in at that center point. I'll be coming in by ½ inch to get the front armhole. So when I'm cutting, I'll first of all cut for the back. After I'm done cutting for the back, then I'll go ahead and trim the front. So you can see I'm connecting that armhole. I have 2 armholes, like I said earlier, one for the front and one for the back, as you can see. So I'm going ahead to mark my neckline. It's a V-neck, so I gave it a length of 7 inches and the wideness, as you can see, and then I'm connecting it. So it's a V-neck in front, but I won't cut it out. I'll just mark it and then show us how it looks like. So I'm going to connect the slant. Yes, so when I'm cutting, I'll cut everything out. So that's it. That's the slant you have there. All my markings are done, and the next thing is to cut. Okay, so I cut it, as you can see. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe. This channel promises to bring you fashion tutorials of all kinds, and you're going to enjoy all the amazing content I'll be dropping your way. But for you to enjoy that, you need to turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos. Okay, I really hope you have subscribed, and feel free to like the video, share. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section and I'll attend to it. So can you see I'm cutting my gown? Remember, I couldn't mark the length because the table was shorter than the gown, so I just shifted the gown, as you can see, and I was able to get the length. I initially marked where the length will stop with a chalk, so after getting the length, that is my allowance. I put 1½ inch allowance down for the hemming, and I just connected, and I will cut as so. Very simple. This gown is very simple, no stress. You can actually cut this directly on the wrapper, as I'm doing. I'm just going ahead to curve the gown. Yes, you can see. So just give it that fine curvy look down. It's optional, but I think it has a kind of beauty as to it. So I'm going to have to cut the back piece. Now look at the way, study the way I folded this wrapper. Okay, now I did not fold another one down. The remaining side is what I folded, as you can see. If you do not understand, please just, you may want to pause and take the video back so that you can see how I folded the wrapper. I discovered that this helps to economize your material greatly. Yes, this avoids wastage. I'm one person that hates wasting fabrics. Okay, so this will help to manage your fabric, trust me. And so you just place it, leaving the zipper allowance. As you can see, I'm just placing it, and that is my zipper allowance over there. Very straightforward. It's an A-shaped gown, remember, and so it's it's not so fitted on the client. So I'm going ahead to mark the neck depth for the back, as you can see, and replacing the measurements as well. So at the half cut, I just took half of an inch to take care of the zipper bulge. So when you take half of an inch from your half cut length, you just connect it at the back. It helps to eliminate any bulge you have at the back. Okay, so that's that. The next thing, I'm going ahead to secure my neck depth, as you can see. Yes, and that is all for the cutting of this A-shaped gown. You just cut the exact shape you cut in the front, and then of course the armholes, as I said earlier, just cut out the back armhole. When you're done, you cut for the front. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section and I will look at it. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Okay.